it wasn't until I started doing this one thing that I saw a huge dramatic increase in my income. And I was a little skeptical about doing it because I didn't know how I would appear on camera. I used to worry about what family members would possibly say if they saw me on camera, and people who knew me, what they would say. And I just said, I don't really care what people have to say, to be honest with you. I'm Charmaine, if you all don't know. And I decided to start showing the person behind my brand, which is me. And no one knows your brand better than you do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start posting videos where I'm talking about what I do. And I'm going to start doing live sales, which definitely helped a lot to increase my income. I used to only post pictures of the things that I had to sell, and I did that for a little while, and I did make money. But as soon as I started getting in front of the camera, I was able to make a lot more money, and I was pleasantly surprised. I also was surprised at how comfortable I got the more I did it, because I didn't think that I could stand in front of a camera and just talk to no one. It's almost like you're just in a room almost talking to yourself, and that's what makes it a little bit more easier. People often think that it's intimidating, but no one's here but you, and no one can hear you. So that's the best part of getting in front of the camera and talking, is that if you make mistakes, you can edit it out. But this one lady that I watched on YouTube kind of changed my way of thinking when it came to showing up on camera. And as you start learning, okay, what do I need to film, and like, what can I post and what can I say, the more you are comfortable being yourself and making this mistakes in front of the camera, the easier it will become. Because I don't spend a lot of time on editing, and I'm trying to get more comfortable even doing, this video and more YouTube videos to come, where I am not editing what I say. So you all are getting the unedited version, but I've had a little practice because I used to do lives, and I still do them on occasionally, where I would have to stand in front of the camera from 1 to 5 hours and almost be entertaining to customers and people that I didn't know. And I also found out that I was a comedian. People told me they love my laugh, and they told me that I was funny. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I can get up here and I can do this and I can sell. And I was selling clothes. Before, I was making like $50, $30 a day. And I was like, okay, if I can keep generating like a little bit each day, that would be good. But it wasn't until I started going live, I noticed more potential that I had to bring in and generate more income for my business. I was making over $500 a day, sometimes even $900 a day, depending on how much you sell. Now, some people who make more than that, then they're on there doing more, but I was intentional about what I was selling, and I tried to sell at a cost or price that I was comfortable with. I didn't start, selling the things at a low price. I would start higher so I didn't have to sell as much. But the whole thing I'm trying to get you to understand is you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because if you don't take a risk or step out there, as I talk about a lot, in faith that you can do this, you'll never know what you can accomplish until you try. Now, if we kind of turn around and look behind me, this is my logo here, The Beauty in You. And I actually changed my logo because before it didn't really suit the style of my business. And if you can see behind me, it has a face on there. And that face on my logo, just the B with the face, actually helped me as well with my business, because before I started showing my face, that face became known to all people when they saw my brand. And there's like, oh, there's the face, there's the B, you know, and they can kind of tell who I was through my creativity, but I was still in a way hiding. So you don't want to hide behind your brand. You want people to know who you are. You want people to know, you know, what you stand for, what you believe in, and who you are as a business owner. So I really just made this video to let you guys know that you should step out on faith, do something that's going to make you uncomfortable, but I promise you it will be very beneficial for you to do something that you haven't done before, and don't worry about what other people will say about you. And the more you do it, it'll get easier. And just like the lady said that I told you, that she said, be yourself. That's like the number one thing, to be yourself in front of the camera. If people like you, great. If they don't like you, they're lost. Like, you can't control what people say, what people do, who's gonna watch, who's gonna like, what are they gonna comment about you. Like, you can't think about all of those things, because that is gonna stunt your growth. And you don't want to stunt your growth. You want to grow and become better. That's the whole purpose of it. And I actually enjoy doing videos now, because now I'm not in here for hours trying to figure out what I'm gonna say. If I do have a script, because I was doing scripts before and they just became so complicated to remember. And the majority of people that are doing channels or doing certain things, they're reading scripts, they have teleprompters and things like that. But what if you ever been called to like do a speech in front of thousands of people? Or what if, again, you go live? You can't have a script. So you might as well prepare yourself now and get that practice in, so that you become more and more comfortable. And I think that I was able to kind of make that switch in my head of what she said, of just be yourself and just start filming, and the next day you can get better. And I've seen that. I'm like, oh, so much easier to come in here and film a video without editing it. You know how long it used to take me to edit my videos? Like days and hours. And I'm like, how am I supposed to produce a YouTube video every day? Like, I can't do that, because I have to go back and edit. I have to try to make this perfect thumbnail and try to appear perfect in front of people, instead of just be myself. Like, being myself, you don't have to work at that. To be honest, like, to be yourself, there's no extra effort. You just open your mouth and be you. And it's so much easier to remove the facade that everyone has, and it becomes just a thing that becomes part of your routine, something you do. And again, if you create that community and people start liking what you do, then they like you for who you are, and you don't have to appear to be different. And that's what I encourage you all today. Be yourself again. Start going live, start posting videos, start creating things where you're talking in front of the camera or talking in front of people, and just putting yourself in position to do that. I did take a speech class, but I didn't finish my speech class. I took it while I was pregnant, and I went to like a local college. So I was like, okay, I should take a speech class so I can get better at speaking, because public speaking like scared me when I was younger. I do sing, and I would sing in front of people, but a lot of time when I did sing, I would close my eyes and I didn't see the people that were that I was singing to. I did have to do a talent show in high school, which is like the most horrific thing to do. And I couldn't close my eyes that time, and I actually did it, and I won first place. So you would be pleasantly surprised at the things you can do the more you learn about yourself, as you put yourself out there and you put yourself in front of a camera, because then you can see what you're doing wrong. You can see certain angles in your face. You can see hand positions. I didn't know that I talked with my hands, but I do. And I didn't notice until my kids start like mimicking me. I'm like, why are you moving your hands like that? She's like, that's what you do. But I didn't know I did that until it came time. Another thing with speaking, when you speak and you get excited, you get a lot of saliva in your mouth. People don't talk about that a lot, but like I call it juicy mouthed. But that's one of the things that kind of just comes with it. You kind of have to adjust. You have to drink a lot of water. When I do lives, I have to have water, because if you're talking a lot, you lose a lot of fluids and you lose weight too. If you're moving around and do things like that, it comes with it. And I always have to like adjust some of the things that I do, so that I make sure I don't lose my voice, and prepare ahead of time. So that was basically all I wanted to say today. Again, if there's imperfections in the videos, oh well, I'll get better as time will come. I appreciate all of you all so far who's been riding along on this journey, and there's definitely more to come. I'm trying to get to a point where I can post videos daily, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions or comments below regarding like any steps to prepare for going live, I don't really think there will be too much, but just do it, because I feel like the more you try to prepare, that's going to hold you back. The best thing is taking action and doing it, and then you'll learn as you start. So once you start, everything else you'll figure out. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.